All right, thank you for your patience, people. It looks like we are ready to move on to TUNIC, 100% no major glitches, run by SilentSR. So I need you to give me your best, whatever the fox says in text format, as we send it over to Silent. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Silent, and we're going to be running TUNIC today, specifically 100% no major glitches. And we'll explain a little bit more about what that means once we start the run. But just as a brief intro, TUNIC is an isometric action-adventure game about a tiny fox in a big world, where you explore the wilderness, fight monsters, and find secrets. An emphasis on the secrets, this run is going to be extremely spoiler-heavy if you haven't played the game yet. That's your warning. Joining me on commentary today is my good friend, fellow TUNIC speedrunner, probably no stranger to the Fastest First community, Rad. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello. My name is Rad. Silent said the thing already. You know what TUNIC is now. Yeah, I ran TUNIC at AGDQ this year. Silent was on commentary with me. And actually, the two of us plus our current host also ran TUNIC True Ending for the fight for abortion rights 2 years ago.
That's right.
So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it was a while ago. Correct.
We're just swapping places a little bit. Now the better runner is running. So,
oh come on, you know.
Yeah. Well,
right.
We'll see. 7-minute better PB.
Right,
We'll see.
Okay. With that, I think I'm ready. But real quick, I just want to make sure which fox color was the winner, so that I can get that set up before the run starts.
I can answer that for you. In third place with 50, we had non-binary. In second place with 115, we had Ace Demi. And in first place with $210 donated, we're going trans. And that was in part thanks to a $125 donation from Iskarl towards Trans Pride that just says, Punk!
Punk indeed. Awesome. Well, thank you all for donating. I'll show off the little fox colors in a moment once we get into the run, but I think I'm ready to start. So I'll give a countdown. We can start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Brad, take it away.
Okay, well, this is normally where I would say the thing about TUNIC and the fox and the secrets and stuff, but instead what I'll say is that right now, Silent is mashing some secrets. We're doing some stuff, and honestly, I'll try to not refer to it, as much as I can, because I want you to experience and enjoy the game the best you can. But because this is 100%, we're gonna be doing things a little out of order. We're gonna get a fast start here, but we're also gonna pick up one of the last items in the game. We're gonna have to collect a lot of things in 100%, and a lot of them are secrets that you don't find out how to access until very late into the game. But because everything is available to you at the start, we're gonna route everything together the best we can. We're gonna go up into the overworld and save, and I'm just gonna beg Silent, can you please move your mouse off the screen? Thank you. Yeah, let's go. Claps the chat. Let's go. Okay, so Silent's going to be very, very focused on typing a lot of things into the game while we go through the West Overworld, and that's because we've got to set up a ton of secrets, and we actually have to activate so many of them that we can't even stop to pick them up. We'll just have to route in picking them up later. So I'm going to take the opportunity while all this is happening, and I don't want to explain any of it, to explain exactly what 100% means. There's actually no designation in the game for what 100% is, and so we as a community kind of had to come up with what makes the most sense for 100%. So we're talking about every major non-consumable item. We have to collect all 6 hero relics. We have to collect 22 stat upgrade items, more on that later. We have to collect all 28 manual pages, all 16 trinket cards, and unlock all 5 card slots. We have to collect all 20 fairies, 12 trophies, and all 9 healing flasks, including the shards you need to complete them. So
you wrote that down, right, chat? There's going to be a quiz on that later.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Silent can attest to this, but even after practicing and running this, how many times have you forgotten something?
A couple times.
Yeah.
At least a couple times today even, but...
Yeah, I was going to say definitely not today. Yeah, but
so
that's
are out
overworld.
of the overworld, out of our intro little run. I'm gonna go do a little ledge clip off of that staircase. I promise
try.
you that's a lot harder than it looks, but it's okay. We're gonna pick up these ice bombs for a couple of tricks later on. One of them is coming up pretty soon once we get into the frog's domain. But yeah.
You know, something I didn't get to experience the last time I hosted for this, just because of the way the feed was the music. And I could fall asleep to this music in like the best way, where like I'd put the controller down to grab something, chill on the couch for a bit, and then just end up taking a nap because of how serene this all sounds.
Yeah, this game has an amazing soundtrack, and even like Ruined Atoll is probably one of my favorites out of the whole game. It's so
Agreed.
relaxing.
So we're heading into Frog's domain now. Say hi to Sam.
This is Sam the Frog.
Every time I say somebody's name, I have that little panic attack of like, wait, is that is that their name? But it is Sam. Let's go. Yeah, this is no major glitches. So if you're familiar with ladder storage, we won't be doing that at all this run. That is not allowed. But we do have to collect every necessary item from Frog's domain the first time down here, right? We wouldn't have to come back. So we're just gonna join the ceremony. Yep, first try, let's go. Grab the orb and then quit out. One piece of tech you'll see throughout this run is anytime we want, we can just save and quit and load right back in to wherever our last. Oh, okay.
It's okay.
That's all right. We get to
trick here called an. Yeah, go ahead.
Effigy drop. Let's go. If you use the effigy when you're kind of halfway through the orb pulling you across a gap, the game will start the animation of the effigy and then drop you.
Here I'm pulling this frog off the ledge and then throwing an ice bomb down at him. If you grapple to a frozen enemy, you'll actually get pulled to them and kind of push them back a little bit. Keep that in mind. It's going to be really important for a lot of stuff in the run. It will be on the test. But that lets us skip like half the dungeon just to get that one chest, and then we have a couple of other things to kind of come back and clean up in this corner here. And
that effigy drop saves
a
like
little bit of damage.
2 seconds maybe.
It's just fun. So we have all of the things we need from Frog's domain now. I'm going to just death warp. You're going to see this a lot. It's probably one of the fastest ways of backtracking. The first time that you die in this game, you get sent to like a resurrection kind of story cutscene. You can't really open the menu or use items, but if you have items equipped, you can still use them. So we're conveniently at 1 HP here, and we can just kind of death warp out of the first death cutscene.
Well, who can forget the famous words of Wendell Berry when they said, "Be like the fox who makes more tracks than necessary, some in the wrong direction, practice resurrection."
Indeed.
Well,
Dark
now that
Tomb.
we have the orb, we'll be entering Dark Tomb. We're basically on a little mission to collect all the necessary items we need before we start running across the world to pick up all the necessary items. Normally you need a lantern in here, but we have a pretty good setup in almost every category to access the one item in Dark Tomb we need. There are more items we need in Dark Tomb. We'll get them later, don't worry. This is called the Orange Peril Ring, and it's a trinket we can equip that helps us do double damage if our HP is below 20%. 20%? 25%?
25, I'm not sure the exact specific number, but
somewhere in
it's
there.
around there.
If you're a Dark Souls player, you'd maybe refer to that as RTSR. Okay, so there's so much to explain in like that 1 second clip, and I'm gonna try my best. There was a secret that Silent triggered that the range of which reached before he grappled, and you know what? I'm out of time. Anyway, we have the wand.
Can I jump
do
in
indeed have the wand.
to share a huge donation?
Absolutely.
We just got a $995 donation from Dicey, which helped us blow past the Gravity Wars boss rush incentive, which is now met, by the way, saying, good luck, Silent. Hi, Rad. Here's $995 for trans rights. I meant to give 1,000, but I seem to have misplaced the last little bit. Can anyone in chat chip in those last $5? Thank you, Dicey, so much. Chat,
Let's go.
If you've got $5 sitting around, please, we would love to have you help us top off that 1,000. We still have the Undertale song Bidwar open for Sound Voltics at Seed Gear, and if I find any other incentives, just like these hidden items along the way, I'll make sure to let you know. Thank you, Dicey.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Dicey. Everybody, say hi to Terry. And say goodbye to Terry.
Famous last words. Nah, you got it. Okay, let's go. We also skipped the speedrunner sword. We have a sword now. It's for speedrunners. Don't ask. And a really cool piece of tech with the turret where we destroy the turret so it doesn't take mana, so we have enough mana to do these parts. Anyway, here's like one of the coolest little tricks. I'm not gonna jinx it.
This is kind of like the opposite of what we did in Frog's Domain, except we're gonna go up this time. So I threw an ice bomb underneath this guard so that I can then grapple up to him. We are running to go pick up the magic dagger, and that will complete the kind of trifecta of the magic items that we need to be set up for the rest of the run.
Yeah, just like that ice bomb throw and grapple has its own YouTube tutorial. Just to give a sense of like how much tech is involved in this run already. And now you're about to see something that we borrowed from True Ending, which we need some help with Barry and Larry here. And yeah, the interaction of the ice bolt and the orb lets you kind of push enemies when you grapple. And so we push Larry off the side and then grapple to him again, and we get this page that we don't have to do this whole little side quest to power a teleporter, so we can get one page. It saves a lot of time. Now we're going to the swamp.
Do we have some time for a couple more donations in the meantime?
Absolutely.
Well, we got a $50 donation from our sponsor, Dragon Roast Coffee, that said, super hyped for Tunic. We hope you are all staying caffeinated. For those of you who are not aware, we are proud to welcome Dragon Roast Coffee as our event sponsor for Fall Fest 2024. Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order, and each batch is roasted with the mythical heat of dragonfire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. You can use the command !coffee in chat for a link to their website, dragonroast.coffee, and also Dragon Roast Coffee will be donating $5 directly to Trans Lifeline for every 12-ounce bag purchased.
So a fun little fact about that last room, there are actually 8 solutions to that room, but I can't explain any of them. So now we're in Swamp, and we're kind of on our way to get the Hero's Laurels. That's like we have all the kit we need to acquire the one zippy zip item we need to both access every item in the game and to go a lot faster. And so we won't really be collecting a lot. You might think, oh, well, at 100%, you might want to route in more pickups along the way. No, we're pretty much just beelining right for those Hero's Laurels. And then we'll do kind of a around the world trip to pick up everything after that. This run is very front loaded. There's a lot of the resets happen in the first 15 minutes. And so far, so good. Looking really good. The next thing that's going to happen here is we're going to grab a ladder that's not really there, and two really nice coincidences, I think, make this route what it is. One, there is a treasure that we can luckily activate its door from the outside, which Silent did while running there. So we're talking about secret codes being input while the character's running and opening chests. Yeah, so there's a whole side quest associated with that we're not going to do. And then this next little bit, I want you to just listen closely to the sound of the game.
Yes, the game plays a secret sound effect if you clip through that door using the ice bolt, because the developers were very in tune with what they kind of determined would be speedrun techniques. And for some of them, like this elevator, there's also one. Some skips are quote-unquote intended.
I think it's cool that they made sure to give like sonic feedback so that if you pulled off speedrun tech, it like lets you know that you successfully did it. I think that's really cool.
Sonic feedback?
Yeah.
So here we're at the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is combat that you have a very tough challenge for a lot of casual players that gate access to the hero's laurels. We're gonna do the fairy wave first, both to damage down and because it's scary, basically. And
really
yeah,
just the damage down low, because with the orange pearl ring that we picked up earlier, 2 shots from the fairies kind of puts us in like the perfect range to be able to get the increased damage. And all of the enemies in the gauntlet spawn on like a fixed timer. They always spawn in the same position, and they all die in at least 2 hits, maybe 3, with the peril ring. So it's a lot of just memorization for what is normally probably one of the scariest parts of like a regular playthrough of this game. It just kind of becomes pretty chill.
Yeah, it is a little. It's like, you know, that you've kind of gotten to a point where you can finish the run, so to speak, if you make it this far. We have a little bit of time to wait. Yeah, well.
Yeah, if we have any donations, that would be perfect.
Oh my gosh, do we have donations? We had some $5 dono trains coming in. We have $5 from Willow that just says an extra 5. Thank you so much for that donation. That goes towards Undertale's Song Bid War Battle Against a True Hero. We have $5 from Boo Rider that says punk, going towards Megalovania in the Undertale Song Bid War. Boo Rider, thank you very much for that donation. And we have a $5 donation from Aura Dragoness that says, I think I found the missing $5. I found it tunked between some branches of a shrub. And that goes towards the Undertale Song Bid War for the finale. Thank you very much for that donation, Aura.
Now, it's been a tough few weeks for a lot of people, me including, and I didn't have a lot of time to come up with impromptu Fox puns. So, you know, we've got some time left in this run. If you have good Fox jokes, Fox puns, or inspirational quotes, I would appreciate donations so we can hear them. Thank you.
Cool Fox facts. That's my favorite part of hosting these runs, is when we get cool facts via donations. That is my favorite part. I love narrating those. Send those in, please. In fact, we have a couple remaining donations. Do we have time for those, or are we about to move on to something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one more wave. You're good.
Sure. So we have a $50 donation from Zello that says, I just want Sonic Mega to read another message about going on side quests, because isn't that what incentives are for? Here's $50 towards the Gravity Wars Boss Rush incentive, which was met. For Sound Voltex, let's take a side quest to bop some more songs. A huge thank you to everyone that donated to make that possible. Before that incentive was met, we also had a $25 donation from Thomas Fuller that says, a fox should not be on the jury at a goose's trial. That's a good wisdom, Thomas. Thank you very much for that.
That's a goose and fox mention in one donation. That's impressive. Okay, so Heroes Laurels. It's time to hyper dash our way out of here. Remember, we saved in the cathedral. We're gonna do some clever kind of death warping here. We have sort of the kit we need to do everything now, and you're like, well, there's a lot of estimate left, and that's because there's a lot of items left. Yeah. But there's still plenty of really cool tech to explain, including what just happened right there, which is we call Ice Rod Cancel and have since changed to Ice Bolt, and now I don't know what we call it. But when you activate the Ice Bolt, it has this side effect of canceling you out of most animations, and that lets us death warp or leave areas that would normally be forced into cutscene. So
we're back in the cathedral. We have a couple of chests to pick up here, just a couple. And we're gonna come into this room with the birds. There's probably a faster way to get through this, but we just take them out one by one, just because it's a little bit safer. And then the 2 chests that we need are actually in the back corner of this room, which is why it can be a little scary if you try not to take out the birds. So it's a lot faster. Oh, this fox also chased us in here. I have never seen him run in here like that. He usually stays in the staircase, but that's okay.
Well, that's what the spikes are for, right? You damage down early, so you have that orange peril ring effect.
And I'm going to carry that out into the swamp when we go and clean up all of that.
Shout out to Gallifur with a raid of 117 viewers. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. You're watching Fastest Furs Fall Festival 2024, supporting Trans Lifeline, and we are in the middle of TUNIC, or as you will quickly learn, it is actually called TUNC. Don't worry. If you don't know, you'll know soon enough. Sit tight, enjoy some speedruns.
So, Silent is gonna... Like, there's a lot of chests in every one of these areas, and only some of them have items that we actually need to fulfill 100%. Silent's gonna aggro a lot of enemies in this darting around each little zone, and you can see he currently has 1 HP, and so he's gonna be very selective about what enemies to dispatch, so that and some of which are invisible. Yep, there you go. This is a scary part of the run. This is definitely where death is possible.
Yeah, luckily, if something were to go wrong, we do have our save point in the cathedral, so it's not the end of the world. I'm a little low on magic here, which is a little concerning, but I think we're okay. Okay, that big skeleton is kind of the last one we need to worry about. And now it's time for everyone's favorite, Skull Golf. If you've played this game casually, or if you've played the randomizer, I'm sure that you probably are not a fan of this, but we have to do it in the speedrun, and it can be probably the biggest variance in time in the entire run, is just trying to push these skulls into this little puddle over here.
It's funny for me because I'm on commentary right now, but yeah, those skulls do not have any kind of symmetrical model. This is just, we just play Havoc physics, the game.
Yeah,
and
exactly
it's just
what they
RNG.
look like is exactly the physics that they have. We have one more up here that we can sometimes get a little set up to. Can we get the hole in one? We got it. Let's go. There's a little setup to just push that one, and it'll fall right into the puddle down there. Now we have to go back around.
That puzzle could have done absolutely nothing, and I still would have done it anyway, just because I see a skull, I see a puddle that's about the size of a skull, I'm gonna push the skull into the puddle. It's just, it's mandated, it's required.
Yeah.
You have to.
And in the base game, it literally does nothing. So,
I did not know that.
Yeah. It rewards you for your curiosity, and that's important.
By the way, I just wanted to point out, I had hopes that chat would get us to 69.69 before the end of this run. We are already at $7,500 raised for Trans Lifeline towards the afternoon of our Friday marathon. Chat, give yourselves a round of applause. I am so proud of you. Now, here's the question. With the 117 that just joined in, can we get this to 8K before the end of the run? I would be so impressed if we could hit that. And I'll tell you what, if we can hit 8K by the end of this run, I will write a song for the Link's Awakening run tomorrow. I will write lyrics for that as well. That is my promise to you.
This is, I think, 100%'s version of beach cleanup. Is that fair? There's a lot of beach cleanup, like a lot of different beach cleanups.
Yeah.
We're basically just trying to get from swamp to West Garden, and whatever's in between basically is what we're trying to activate. And we're getting to open some of the chests that we spawned in like 10-15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we spawned some of those chests in right at the start, but we didn't really touch them because we kind of come right back through this path. So it just makes a little bit of sense to just leave them for now.
This trick is so good.
Yeah, the fact that chest can block the shots from those turrets is very, very handy.
They only planned it for closed chests, not open chests. Need better test engineers. So it's not even worth explaining this room. If you've played Fez, it might be familiar. But we did it! Yay, claps in chat, let's go. We did it.
Don't call them people who make sure the collectibles work. Call them QA chesters.
That's fair, yeah. They're doing important work. So these couple chests are scary. Those turrets lock them down pretty well, so we just want to take them out to make sure we can. And you still want to be in orange power ring status as well, so it's like you can't risk even one straight bolt hitting you there.
Yeah.
We have time for a couple donations?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're just going to be doing some cleanup of West Garden. So.
Of course. Thanks for letting me know. We have a $10 donation from Lo-Fi Snep Hop. I loved that name. That says, first time catching one of Silent's Tunic runs after they finally got me to play through it myself. Truly a fantastic game, and, this is important, a very cool runner. The runner will get this. Prawn takes prawn.
Yep.
We have a $10 donation from Iscarl that says, oh no, I forgot to bring my puns. I guess that's a pretty bad social faux pas.
Oof.
Box paw. Thank you very much for that donation, Iscarl. And then we finally have a $25 donation from Adalor, donating towards the Megalovania song for the Bid War. And their comment says, Fox fact. That is a very important Fox fact. Thank you very much.
I'm surprised Discord picked that up, to be honest. That is impressive.
What can I say?
That was good.
I'm very good at making anthro fox noises.
So this is the secret tree thing. Obviously.
This is the secret gap in the water with another chest, obviously.
Yep. We just can't explain these things.
Terry,
okay.
So everybody get your Terrys ready. Say hi to Terry once more. Probably for the last time in the run. There's Terry. And goodbye once again, Terry.
At least
That's
you didn't,
Terry, obviously.
You didn't, well, that's just proof that he wasn't harmed the first time.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
So let me explain this. So we have to turn the coins into the well eventually throughout the course of the run because we have to unlock the card slots. But it's convenient to do a couple here because they take less coins, and that means we can actually use a couple of the cards that we're picking up along the way. One of which is Perfume, which doubles our recharge of stamina, which, as you can see, we're using a lot. So it's super convenient to be able to utilize that for most speedruns. We never have a chance to unlock that stuff, so it's nice to be able to use some of the game's features in this run. This is another example of the ice rod cancel. So we're waiting until that cutscene triggers the game to save that we picked up the relic, but we can stand on the exit point, so we don't actually have to wait for that cutscene to finish. That saves actually a pretty significant amount of time over the 6 pickups of the hero relics.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so we're coming back up on Dark Tomb. We mentioned earlier there were a couple of items that we need. We're actually just going to go do the rest of it from reverse. We can just go through the back entrance. And it's, again, still very dark. We don't have the lantern yet. We're not going to get it till a bit later on.
It's very
so
inconvenient to get the lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get this last chest in this room. So I'm going to focus for just a moment. And perfect, we got the chest. Okay. Dark Tomb is done, and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
It's so much harder without the lantern, but it saves so much time.
Yeah. So anyways, we're back out here now, and oh hey look, it's the lantern.
I mean, that was a lot of time. Yeah.
And yeah, clearly. So we're gonna activate that fuse. We're gonna make sure not to leave before it actually drops, because if you leave that room too early, you'll have to go back and do it again. And now we're in beneath the well. So that fuse opened up a little hole in the wall there for us to get that coin, and then we just have a couple of more items to kind of. We're gonna go through this area once again in reverse to pick up stuff. I think we have time for some more donations if we have them.
Let me check real quick. I do know that we have a brand new incentive. We just opened up an incentive. It's at $777, and that is for Yoshi 86 up to do the 7th Dan bonus songs in Beat Mania IIDX Infinitas. For those of you who don't know, 7th Dan, or 7th Dan, however it's pronounced, that is the highest possible difficulty in that game. If you've ever done like a DDR song on Expert, or if you've done it on Oni mode, you know how like absolutely unbelievable some of those step charts can get. So if we can raise $777 by the time we get to Beat Mania Infinitas, we will be able to see the 7th Dan showcase, and along the way, we'll pass the $8,000 mark in the same breath. So let's go for it, chat.
That had me, some of those dashes had me a little scared, but we made it. Again, we used the save and quit to just kind of warp back to the end of Beneath the Well.
Yeah, I ran out of stamina at like an inopportune moment and started getting chased by some extra enemies that
Slorm was
with the
a little bit of but conveniently we come out right in front of this little island with the page, and then basically just because of convenience and location, we're gonna route over to the blue key first, the quarry, and the monastery and the ziggurat. I mean, technically, you could do these kind of divergent paths to the 3 major areas in the game in any order you wanted. It's just that, like, traditionally, most of our categories do the quarry first because of its RNG and sort of just higher execution. In this case, it's not really as important. It's just convenient. So
it's just the closest, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Really?
So I have a story.
Explain that?
Do you? Yeah, sure. So a long time ago in Tunic speedrunning history, Glace explained to me that while you were praying, you could use the wand to shoot fairies that would knock you out of prayer. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be funny if we could use that to like move ourselves like a quarter second while praying? And that location is the only place that it's like ever practical to do that. So we named that the Rad Slide because it's absolutely useless, but looks very cool. And you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it absolutely. So Silent has to access a bunch of items all over the quarry. The quarry location is huge. Also showing off, I don't know how many times you've done that in this run that I have not pointed it out, but Ice Rod Cancel can also cancel the opening of a chest. So you can trigger the opening of a chest, bounce off of it with the Ice Rod, and then move on and get like a half-second head start on every chest. And that actually does add up to a significant amount of time over the run. We're going to pick up another hero relic here, and we've anchored the save at the beginning of the quarry. We've kind of done the East Quarry. We've done the north end of it now with the monastery and the pickups that require a little bit more mobility from the hero's laurels. And now I think, oh, right. That's right. You have to get the fairy at the top. I was expecting a death warp.
Yeah.
Some of these categories blur a little bit, okay? We have a lot.
They do. We have a couple of things to pick up outside of here. And then I'm going to have to focus for a moment once I get up here. You can spawn that in from down there. The range kind of just barely extends there. So while I'm like waiting for the kind of shortcut with the rope to lower, I can just do that, and it's already right there for me. Okay. I'm going to have to focus for a minute here, but Rad, feel free to you speaking.
Yeah, so there's a door. A security system was put in place. I want to read a quote that I found. Foxes unquestionably do far more harm than good. That was from the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. But Silent just typed in 100 input code to open that door. And the reason I will not challenge the world record on this category is because Silent is scary fast at these codes, and I lose like 10 seconds on that code alone. So it's super impressive, even though you can't see or hear a thing while he's doing that.
I just like to imagine if we ever turned on the mic, we'd hear like a mechanical keyboard just going rapid fire.
That's exactly what it sounds like. It is.
Like the guy eating crunchy ramen over a Discord call. Like everyone's having a normal conversation, and then it's just 5 seconds of, and then a door opens.
It's like it's got to be 8 or 10 inputs a second, right? Like it's. Yeah.
I think the fastest I've done it is like 13 seconds, 12 seconds maybe. I'm trying to get down there. Okay, we got it. It's some way or another. Sometimes this can be a little tricky. I'm trying to...
Literally just showing off. No, it does save time.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, okay.
If you do it first try.
I'm trying to do this. Yeah. So I want to freeze these guys so that I can open this chest. We have an extra berry. I don't think we mentioned it, but I picked up some berries at the start of the run. They refill your magic. I needed one for the gauntlet, and then the other two are pretty flexible. Like, we can use them if we need to for backups, things like that.
You finished gun percent, by the way. Just a really bad time.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we're going to do one more save to get our mana back up to full, and then switch to any percent no major glitches, and do a Corey skip.
Just
no fall damage, so just, you know, this is the cozy part. This is where the run gets scary if you're on, like, you know, any other category. But in 100% or like true ending no major glitches, when you come in here with the laurels, you're like chilling. This is just like super. It's the reward for all the struggle to get this far in the run.
Just some quick
elevators
math
are just a suggestion.
We have
no, please go on.
we have about 333 people watching the stream right now, which is incredible. If every one of those people typed !donate in chat, or maybe just one and the rest of you follow, and donated $2, we would already have met the incentive for the 7th Dan showcase, as well as blown past that $8,000 mark. I think it's possible.
So, I don't even have time to explain the elevator skip, but just it's cool. It's awesome. It's an effigy animation activation to kind of unmoor you from the elevator, and that's my contractually obligated usage of unmoor. So I've met that quota as well. And then the ice bolt just gives you enough velocity to clip out of the like bounds of the elevator and fall, and it looks so cool. It looks like it was intended. But it's not.
We do have another elevator skip coming up here. Normally in that tower, it's kind of like an auto-scroller. There's a lot of ladders and elevators. Shoutouts to Kevin, who's the audio director for this game, who kind of alluded at there being a way to skip all of that. They placed a load zone outside of the tower, and they had their own way to kind of clip off. We found our own slightly faster method. You can just kind of clip off that corner, and we are now in the lower part of the ziggurat.
Yeah, so spoilers skipped, but still valid for 100%. Also, that was absolutely not the intended way, even when it was like thought of as an assist for speedrunning. Not at all what was intended, but you don't want to know what was intended. So it involved Alt F4ing the game at a certain point, which we do not allow, thankfully.
Okay, so we're coming up on the first major boss of the run. Rad, do you want to explain Boss Scavenger?
Yeah, so this one's pretty tough. A lot of people stop playing here casually. It's just really difficult. It's not much easier in the speed run. So there's some protection against pushing the scavenger out of bounds, so we can't do that. Oh, I mean, well, we can if we refreeze her after she thaws from the first ice. Then the protection doesn't apply anymore, and then that's Boss Scavenger.
So that's the first of the 3 hexagon keys that we'll need in order to actually get to the end of the game. But we still have plenty more to do in the meantime.
Yeah, we do. We still have at least 2 major bosses to go, plus a lot of cleanup. This time, we're going to kind of work through the overworld to pick up some stuff on the east side, and then head into the forest fortress. Let's see. We got to pick up a couple fairies. A couple fairies are convenient here. Also, this little ice bolt grapple on the blob.
Sometimes that blob can move out of the way, and you'll end up pulling him to you, and it's just like a major troll, but luckily he played nicely there.
This is where you get to play chess with a Rudling. But Silent's just going to cheat. Which is pretty sad, because the Rudling is just going to keep, like, he's trying to figure out the rules, and we're just out. We're just gone.
I just want to state I'm glad that the waterfall has a secret behind it. That is like a required part of RPG gaming at this point.
And that's a secret behind the waterfall. So this is a little area with flowers. And you know, as they say, a fox is a wolf who sends flowers. That's Ruth Brown. You can thank Ruth Brown for that. So we're gonna grab another lure and I think an HP upgrade. No, it's a potion upgrade. Yes.
Potion. Yep.
No way I could have gotten that right. And we don't even need to power the fuses here because we can break through basically everything. We're gonna do cleanup toward the hero's grave here. If we have any announcements or donations, this would be a great time while I try to find my place in my notes.
Yeah, we have some donations that came in for the 7th Dan showcase. Fletcher sends in $15 and says, "Did you know foxes are unique in the animal kingdom for their ability to wield swords, hug plushies, and clip off ledges? It's a science fact."
True.
Thank you, Fletcher. We have a $10 donation from Bursic that says, "If we get to $8,000 by the end of the run, can we get Silent to enter the plush hug code?" Can we agree to that? Is that something we can set up?
Yes.
All
also,
right.
we did already do it. And that's how complicated this run is you didn't even notice.
But now we need it for everyone that came in during the raid, because they
That's
might have
true.
missed it. So we have to do it a second time.
We didn't spotlight it. It was hidden.
Correct. See? And then we have a
We did it in
$2
the first 2 seconds of the run, and it was almost not visible. So
I missed it. I was trying to make sure I was all set up on my end, so I want to see it. Sriraj donates $2. There was not a comment, but thank you very much for hopefully kicking off that $2 donation train. We appreciate every little bit of support you all give. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I have like a little bit more time to talk about like the prizes that we're offering as well for folks who haven't donated yet?
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
So, in case you didn't hear me mention earlier, you all, we have dedicated prizes for each day of the marathon. For Day 2 Friday, we've got stuff like enamel pins, rainbow furry pride flags, art prints and folders, a custom 3D avatar, a Sonic 3 pixel painting trio. If you enter $25 or more today, specifically on Friday, you can't wait until tomorrow, you can be entered in for those. If you donate $50 or more today, you can be entered to win this giant Balatro Cavendish Perler, which honestly, we should just call it the giant Balatro Banana Perler, that was donated by the Scuba Pup. This thing is massive. It's so cool. You can check it out on the prize page. Just don't be like me and be like, oh, I'll donate $30 now and then make sure I donate $20 later, because it's like me with dailies on my gacha games. I always forget to go back and do them. So if you want to enter for those prizes, donate that $25 now, donate that $50 now. These prizes are amazing, and they do change from day to day. So Friday's prizes are just for today.
So we've cleared all the Forest Fortress and Beneath the Earth or Dark Cave or whatever you want to call that area. I don't think we have a canonical name for almost anything in this game. But it's time to break into the Siege Engine arena. And just like that, this is like one of the only categories where we actually have the lantern. Fun fact, you can't target enemies in that room because it's considered dark unless you have the lantern. So we get that little bonus, little quality of life. Makes it a little easier to break in.
Yeah.
And this is the Siege
earlier I
Engine.
took damage on the slimes in the overworld, and I carried that 1 HP basically all this way for this boss fight. We can sneak around. The boss is a little bit of a weak spot, and because we do so much damage, he doesn't really have a chance to even fight back. So
Yeah, when you do double damage with the orange peril ring, you're actually doing double poise damage as well. And the poise is pretty low on that weak spot. So we get a lot of bonus effect. And so it turns out that is easy to set up in basically every category. I think this is basically the only strat we have for the boss across all 15 categories we have.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Which is great, because I shudder to think of what our strategy would be otherwise, because we cannot freeze and push the siege engine off the arena. We've tried.
It's a little too big for that.
Yeah.
So once again, we're going to death warp back to the overworld. Have a little bit to clean up here, and then we're going to be making our way to the East Forest. Went a little too far there, but we can ice grapple up to these hedgehogs here to kind of skip going a little bit around, taking a little detour.
What I like about chat's interactivity during this run is I keep seeing comments every time you all are doing one of these tricks. There's always one person, at least one, who goes, I had no idea you could do that, or I didn't know about this targeting technique. And it makes me excited to think that there are people who play this game or who speedrun it that are now going to be excited to try it on their own and be like, oh man, this makes my run so much easier, or this makes it, you know, I wonder what exploration opportunities this opens up for me. So I love that by doing these speedruns, not only are we supporting a great cause, but we're also reigniting that excitement in people who already like this game.
And we just got the Pringles, man. Silent, can you tell me about Mr. Mayor?
He's a mayor. And he... Oh, what is it? He...
This is actually a test for Silent.
The whole
He's
saying.
failing.
Mr. Mayor tells your fortune, recounts the tale, and offers you snacks. Something like that.
There's no way you didn't just look that up. That is 100% right.
How would I have looked that up?
Dude, Mr. Mayor tells you your fortune, recounts a story, and offers you snacks. It's true. This is a
story. I think it's a tale.
Well,
you know, Fox's.
I tried to give you credit. So that was a game Dicey made, and like a hackathon something. I actually don't know like the context it was made in, but it's actually playable on itch.io. You can find it on the internet. It'll as the story says, it will tell your fortune, recount the story, and offer you snacks. So, how many letters will come on the screen?
Everybody's. I missed. Sometimes you can dash through that gate to skip the boss. Sometimes if you're fast enough, the boss is like. Yeah. Sometimes the boss's full name tag will only like half render, so it'll say like just guard or like guard cap. But I got a little stuck on the gate there.
Yeah, some gates in this game you can just dash through, and some you have to have a very specific setup to kind of, for like a frame or two, have a nav mesh show so that there's like a location you can dash to, and then dash right on that frame. You know,
we'll see another gate in just a second that has a very interesting skip to it.
That blob
so I'm gonna freeze
is not
that spider. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, you're doing spider tech. Okay, no, go ahead.
I just was gonna say I froze that spider so that I could kind of keep him there, because the other ones will kind of follow me, and I can keep him there so that I can just ice grapple my way back up. And then we're gonna use those bombs to take them out so that they don't try to attack us while I do the rest of this.
Yeah, so you blink and you miss it, but there was a blob that had a chest, which is actually intended to teach you about the ice bolt and mechanic and its interaction with the orb. But if you stand above the blob with the laurels, getting to a place you can't really get to, or there's no meaningful reason to get there, that's another way to get to it. And you know what they say, the fox, when he cannot reach the grapes, says they're not ripe. You know what I mean? Think about it.
Classic. I remember when my dad would tell me that all the time, and I'd be like, Dad, it's Thanksgiving dinner. Why are you mentioning this?
So here's a good example of a gate that you can't dash through, and you can anyway. It's just not intended.
Yeah, there's like a specific shrub there that you can like wedge yourself between. You can like dash, and it'll clip you into the wall, and then you can clip back out on the other side. Thankfully, we won't need to do it from the reverse side because we are just going to death warp out of here after this cutscene.
Death warp like one scene away, but it is faster.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna go to the far shore for a couple pickups, and then to a toll where we'll kind of start cleaning up the area and activating the fuses so we can access the library and then access the final boss. The area we're moving to, you can think of it as like a square, even though the game is isometric, and there's a fuse in each corner. So we're kind of combining a lot of like speed tech and just routing to get all the items. There's a ton of stuff we have to pick up in that area. And all at 1 HP? No, you're gonna save. You'll be fine.
I need to take off the glass cannon, which is the card that puts us at 1 HP. We've been using it a number of times. I don't know if we've actually mentioned it yet, but
yeah, it just puts you at 1 HP.
Very useful
and anything
for
you touch turns to
death
fire, and yeah. It's an easy way to die faster. Both casually
so
and...
this area is
and
just going to be full of ice grapple shenanigans like we just did to get up with that frog. There's a secret wall here with a card with a bone on it.
Any dogs in chat? No? Okay. All right. That's fine. I'm just actually, I cannot wait to see. Yep, there he goes, and whoop, he's gone. You're not really intended to see the end of that animation for the voidling there, but this is Kevin. This is the Kevin block. You may know the Kevin block from Celeste. So shout out to Celeste. Both Celeste and Tunic. Audio designed by Power Up Audio. Is that right? That's right.
I think the dogs didn't respond because ever since they saw the stick on the screen, they've been waiting for you to throw it with bated breath, so...
Oh, the stick. I forgot about. Yeah.
You just left him hanging.
You don't have the stick?
No, I do. I just...
Okay.
I didn't think to...
Yeah. No, I feel you. I actually did worry about you missing. There's actually 2 places in Tunic you can get the stick, and there's 2 chests, and they have the same chest ID. So if you open one, the other opens. So you kind of have either or option for 100%. But now I'm gonna tell you a little lore about this. So we can't dash across that power line, right? We have to do a little bit of pickup, ice grappling off the crabs, but we're about to move into a ruined building and climb a ladder, and then we're going to dash across the power line. And this is not a joke. If you had not cleared the gauntlet, you cannot dash across the power line. And we have no idea why. Like, we know that's why it works. Like, if you have the laurels, you cannot dash across the power line unless you clear the gauntlet. But nobody remembers why that is the way it is, and that it will always be that way. And if you know, don't tell us. So that's all 4 fuses. We're gonna grab this last little upgrade. And no bird problems this time. Nice. The bird barely came with you, but that's fine.
Yeah. So we're now in the library. This will be for the 3rd and final hexagon key. Real quick, though, we have... Oh.
We just got to stare at the carpet for a little bit. Help us. Oh, okay. There you go. Enough people stared. We were able to access it a little bit quicker. Thank you. Appreciate it. I believe this is our last hero relic as well.
Yes, this should be the last one. Somebody asked which quadrant of the carpet do I use? Bottom left.
Ooh.
I will accept no other answers.
Do you know what the right answer is? None of
Bottom
them.
left.
Because I'll mess up every time, no matter what it is. I hate that one. Okay, so we're heading to the top of the library to collect a bunch of items in the study, and then the final boss that we'll be fighting, so to speak. Spoilers. I hesitate to say that, though, because we're not really going to be fighting. We're going to be confusing the librarian.
Yes.
A death plane appears.
That's one way to put it.
When you aggro the boss to prevent you from leaving. So we do a little trickery to make sure that we leave before the librarian notices us, so that we can climb below the death plane. And well, I'll let you see what happens.
Oh, this shot is so cool. I love that cinematography.
Perfect. Yep. So the lure allowed us to get below where the death plane spawns on the ladder, and we can climb far enough down. And the lure kind of moves based on like the direction you're holding on the control stick. So if we're holding like down, it'll just keep running towards us, and then once we're far enough down, we can just let go, and it'll actually run towards the boss and start the fight, if you wanted to call it that. And
Do you have enough
can get
money?
a little unlucky. I hope I have enough money. So, did we ever mention what money was for? I picked up money all throughout the run for these 2 potions. We buy them at the end of the run. They're the only things that we need money for. And I picked up a little bit of extra money just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, they're expensive. What, the first is 300 and the second is 1,000, I think?
Yeah.
So it's not a small amount of money.
And with all of the death warps that we've done, you do lose 20 money every time you death warp. So it's a little game of like picking up enough monies, but making sure that the amount of death warps we do doesn't affect it. We still have enough. Luckily, though, the librarian drops 250 money, and then there's like chests that have like 300 in like the room right before. So we do pick up a lot of money right at the end.
Yeah, luckily we don't have to route in a bunch of effigies. I think we tried that originally and then found out we didn't really need to do that, so that saves a lot of time. Fun fact.
I think we did that mostly when we still had to upgrade our stats.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could
then.
explain that. That's a change we made to the 100% category this year, I think. Originally, we required everybody to use all the upgrades and spend the money to actually get you to sort of a maximum stat range for your first playthrough, but it didn't really end in an even number, and it wasn't really necessary to do any gameplay. Obviously, we have no upgrades right now, and it hasn't affected our ability to go fast or beat any bosses. And then it turns out in the slower categories, the ones that are a little more restrictive on the tech you can use, it caused about 10 minutes of grinding for money for no reason. Like there just physically wasn't enough money in the game to buy all the upgrades. So as a community, we edited the 100% rule to say you just had to collect them instead of burn them, and it made this category fun, and that's why we're running it today. You got 2 items in one chest. Let's go. That's a joke. Okay. Thanks for laughing, Silent. We're actually going to do a really cool clip. We're going to open this door and then grab the page inside, but we're also going to do one of these like edge, like corner, like this is how you actually get through the gates. Yeah. Oh, it's like you have to dash on the frame. You roll around the 90-degree corner next to the gate.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta like stand halfway on the wall and halfway like in the opening. And you just gotta like dash perfectly like down the middle there. Whoops.
And going in that way
Get the one
prevents
money
you
out
from
of
having
that
to get the
chest
key.
for good luck.
Yeah, you don't. It saves a little time collecting something that's not even necessary for 100%.
Right. Okay, so we are actually coming up on the end of the run. We are going to go into the sealed temple. We can conveniently ice grapple up to that guard all the way up there and go in through the back entrance because we have not rung the bells, so the front door will not open for us.
And using Blobby is slow
with
in this category.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a little something. It's going to not make any sense, but if you fire the ice bolt while I'm placing these keys, each of them normally plays like a 20-second cutscene, but I can just place all of them, use the ice bolt, and then I'm actually going to try to run to the entrance from off screen. I'm going to type in the code for a fairy puzzle, and then if I can find the entrance, we can actually just get out of here. But the camera's constantly moving, which will affect kind of my player movement. There we go. Usually when it kind of pans back around,
Let's go.
We'll get to the front there. Now, if you place all 3 of the keys, you can actually open the door without the bells. So I spawned that chest in during that whole camera nonsense. Left, came back in, picked it up, and we are on our way.
So we have all the fairies now. No, I'm sorry. We have all but 1 fairy. So we're going to the secret gathering place because we need an item that we both need all the 20 fairies, and we need the item that you get for getting 20 fairies. And the last fairy is here. So it works out.
Yep.
And it's weird though, when you play this category, it feels like the end of it sneaks up on you. It feels like
really
you're
does.
just going and then it's over.
So time's going to be coming up actually pretty soon. We do have one more trick in the run though. Normally, when you go to the final boss, even if you have all the pages, she will always start the fight with you the first time. There's a little sneaky cutscene skip we can do, which will save about 20 seconds. It's like frame perfect though, so we'll see if I can get it. I have to pause in front of the boss and then press 2 buttons. Okay, I missed it. That's okay though. We can sit through the cutscene.
The longer you play the game, the longer like lag kind of influences saving and quitting. So sometimes by the end of an hour-long run, it can be hard to pick the time.
Yeah.
Chat, we are less than
okay.
$200 away from 8K. Can we get some Tunk Bucks in at the last second?
Okay, and time's gonna come up, and that's time.
Yeah. If I may, Silent. Well, actually, I don't want to steal your thunder. Make sure you have anything to say.
Okay. So real quick, I'll just get some shout outs out of the way. First of all, shout outs to you, Rad, for the awesome commentary. Thank you so much. Shout outs to Andrew Scholdice, the creator of this game, for donating earlier, but also for just being absolutely supportive of everything that we do, both in the speedrunning community and the randomizer community. Shout outs to the TUNIC speedrunning community. If you want to speedrun this game for yourself, you can go to tunic.run. We have all sorts of guides that'll help you get started with any category, really. If you're interested in randomizing this game, go to rando.tunic.run. You can find all sorts of details about that. In either case, feel free to join the TUNIC speedrunning Discord. You'll find both Rad and I there, always willing to help out new runners, new randomizers, all sorts of people. And yeah, I think that's all that I had, Rad. Feel free to...
Okay. Yeah, you covered a lot. I will say if you want to get into TUNIC speedrunning, but you don't want to commit to learning everything you just saw, we have a very short category called gun percent. You can finish in less than 3 minutes easily. I taught multiple people how to run gun percent at SGDQ last year, and they all completed their runs in like half an hour. So it's very easy to try, and you'll know if you hate it or love it by the end of that. I wanted to shout out Entias, who just submitted a brand new any percent no major glitches run. So we still have active runners showing up to the community all the time, even though this game's been out for a few years now. So that's awesome, and we'd be happy to help anybody that wants to learn. And the last thing I want to point out is that this whole ending screen that kind of adds up everything that we've collected throughout the run was only possible because one of our community members reached out, asked the developers, "Hey, have you thought about doing something like this?" And then Dicey worked with us to kind of brainstorm the best way to do that. And this is in the game because of the speedrun community and because of the developers' willingness to work with the speedrun community to make it easier for us to approve runs and stuff. So that's all. I don't know what you can say about that other than that's awesome. So I just sometimes I pinch myself, how could we have been involved in such a cool community, cool developers? It's hard to believe it sometimes. And Fastest First for taking on such a chance on a brand new game when it was only months out when we first ran this, and it's been kind of a Fastest First staple for a long time now. So I'm glad that we got Silent, the GOAT, on the stream to do something for the fans, for the Furs, for the TUNIC family, that I don't want a monopoly on that. I'm glad you get to see the world record holder of 100% no major glitches, and I think we're gonna get that plush code now. Let's go. Yay! Okay, I think that's all for me.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for having us. Thanks I don't know. Thanks everybody. You're all awesome. Clearly, this was such a fun run.
Yeah.
And Silent, thanks for letting me commentate.
Absolutely. Thank you, Fastest Furs, for accepting my run, and thank you so much for having us.
Fun Fox fact, y'all. That was an absolutely incredible run. Can we get one more round of yap applause for SilentSR, for Dicey, for everyone involved with that? That was absolutely fantastic to witness. And thank you to everyone who supported during it. Want to give one quick blurb out to you all. If you are enjoying the marathon so far and you just want something that you can wear to immortalize the memory, we are thrilled to once again partner with Timberwolf Trading to bring our Fall Fest 2024 marathon shirts to you. You can use the command !merch in chat to browse our new Fall Fest 2024 designs from Sky Blue Arts, Flux, Rotim, Fizzy J, and Autumn Wyvern. $5 from each shirt purchased will be donated directly to Trans Lifeline, and they'll only be available until the end of the event, so don't miss out on your chance to pick one up today. You can also check out the entire Timberwolf Trading store online at www.timberwolftrading.ca, where you can order your own custom stickers, shirts, laser engravings, and more from this furry-owned business. With that said, I believe we are going to take another quick break for a couple of minutes, so I will see you all in a bit with some more donos to read. Hello again, my lovely subscribers. How are we feeling? Have we all got our tissues ready? Because we are going to cry watching Ori and the Will of the Wisps. My attachment to this game is that even though it proved to be very difficult, I loved the design of the game so much. I loved the emotional beats. It tugged at my heartstrings. But oh my gosh, that final boss. I'm not going to ruin it for those of you who haven't seen this game yet, but if you've ever played Ori and the Will of the Wisps, if you haven't gotten to that boss, it demands very careful inputs. It requires situational awareness. It requires consistency. Oh, I got unreasonably mad at the last boss of Ori, but it didn't deserve it because it was such a beautiful game. Also, I just want to say I am proud of all of you for how you've been supporting this event so far. I had a dollar amount in mind that I was hoping we would reach by the end of the TUNC run, and you all blew past that. So again, my kudos to you. Give yourselves a round of applause. I genuinely love the sense of community that is always pervasive at these events. I love how folks are excited. I love how you engage with the games that are going on. I love how there's almost this, what's the word? This channel of communication between yourselves and the runners and the couch commentators and even the hosts at times. It's a really cool space to be in. So, Skate, I was laughing my butt off with the way that you all were handling Skate. Like, I was content with just the full word, but you all went for it. You did the individual letters every time they collected it, and that's the kind of thing that I love seeing. So, thank you for being here, for supporting this event, and I'm so grateful to be sharing that space with you all. So, yeah. Oh, that's what I meant to ask. So while we're waiting to pick things back up here, either what has been the highlight of the marathon for you so far, or what is the game that you are looking forward to that hasn't happened yet this weekend? If there is a game that you're like, look, life is in the way, I've got chores to do, I've got errands to run, but I am going to be in front of my screen of choice for this game. What is that game? $10 mode. Scuba, I mean, you're not wrong. I need to go back and watch the VODs, but Skate kind of took the cake for me. Goonies 2. I ate it. Oh, I feel like I missed this, and now I'm gonna have to go back. Which run was that? Just so I know, because I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Oh. Oh, yes. Wait, was that the sushi game? Was that, oh man! No, I somehow missed that. I was watching that run while I was heading to my workplace for the day. And I missed that somehow. No! Well, now I have to watch that run a second time, which honestly, you can't think of a better excuse to watch that run. Welcome back, everyone, from our break. I hope you all are doing well. We are gearing up to start our next run, which is going to be an any percent no out of bounds run of Ori and the Will of the Wisps run by Flap. If you have not seen an Ori game before, oh my gosh. All of these games so far have either been nostalgia bait or they have been just incredible visual experiences. Ori is a beautiful, beautiful game that if you ever get the chance to experience the story, will have you crying. But I want to make sure that we give some attention to folks who have donated in the meantime. So I want to point out that we have a $40 anonymous donation, no comment, but thank you so much for your generosity, going towards the Undertale song Bid War towards Megalovania. We have a $50 donation from Greylock saying to $8,000 and beyond, also going towards the Bid War for Megalovania on the Undertale song Bid War. Thank you, Greylock, for that donation. And yes, I agree. You all have been impressing me so much. We are less than $150 away from 8K. I would love for us to hit it. And by the way, Greylock, by donating $50, you have gotten yourself entered in for that grand prize, as well as any of those single donation $25 or more on Friday. So for those of you who've already donated $25, just make one more donation, get to that cumulative of 50 for the day, because how many people do you know who own a giant Balatro Cavendish banana perler? You'd be the only one of a kind, the one person in the world. That's an achievement. That's a world record right there. I would love that if I qualified. We have an anonymous $100 donation towards the 7th Down Showcase saying, if Silent can enter a 100 input code in under 10 seconds, imagine how many inputs someone can do in a 2-minute Beatmania song. They raise a good point, chat. If they can do that many inputs in 10 seconds, 2 minutes is a lot of time. You can accomplish a lot. I think that's a good excuse. We have a $25 donation from Lifeline that says, Tunk Bucks. It's not too late to get your Tunk Bucks in. They are good currency at any point during the marathon. Doesn't have to be during Tunic. You can donate Tunk Bucks anytime you want. And then we have a $20 donation from Boo Rider that says, okay, I'll throw in more dollars in just because the plush code is so cute. I'm glad I got to see that with everyone else. Thank you very much, Boo Rider, for your donation. And that brings our incentive for the showcase up to $172 out of $777. We're exactly, actually, $605 away from that target amount. We raised so much during the Tunic speed run. I know we can manage to raise just as much during this Ori and the Will of the Wisp run as well. So if you see the runner pull off something amazing, if you see them do a trick that is supposed to be very difficult, if just watching the run hypes you up and you have a good time, show some love, show some support, support Trans Lifeline in the process, and get to unlock some really cool stuff, not only for yourself, if you donate $25 or more, but also unlocking some more content for the marathon. Because let's be honest, we don't want this marathon to end. And the longer we can make it go on, the more time we can all spend together having a really good time. Exclamation point donate, everybody. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're like me, it's amazing getting to experience this event, but I'm also a very in-person kind of person. You know, I like being able to chant with everyone else in the crowd, to laugh at the funny jokes happening. So just want to let you know that they will be happening live at Furry Week in Atlanta in 2025 for another in-person speedrunning event. And we would love to see you there. FWA 2025 will take place in Atlanta, Georgia from May 8th to 11th, 2025. You can register today to take advantage of early bird pricing, browse hotel, other travel options, use the command !FWA for a link to the event site, or visit www.furryweekend.com. And I also plan on being there, whether I happen to be in costume or not, so I hope I get to see you. Let me check back real quick and see if we are about to ready to get started with our next run. I'll touch base with you in a couple seconds, chat.
That's odd. Okay.